Hi, everybody. This is Danny again. And I guess I want to talk about gratitude right now. I spent time with my mother today. I posted a picture and a video of her, and we were having some wonderful, wonderful conversation about what we appreciate in our lives. And she's getting over her fear of dying. She's 80 years old, and she struggles with that. She's been struggling with that for a couple years. And I struggle watching her reflect upon her last days. And she's taking it day by day. She's 80 years old, and she could have a week, a month, a year, 10 years. And it seems like she's always, every time I visit her, the first thing out of her mouth is, I'm scared. When nobody's around us and it's just me and her talking, she says, I'm scared of dying. And she knows that I help people with her experiences, and I'm sure that she wouldn't mind that I'm talking about it, but it's not that I'm divulging a secret. I mean, when you're 80 years old, you're going to be scared. I could imagine, when I was going to turn 50, I was in tears because I reflected back on my life, and I was plucking out all the bad things that I did for people. I was reflecting on all the people that I hurt, and it was ridiculous because I yet had a body of life. I have children and relatives and loved ones and friends and people that I've mentored and people that mentored me, and I've had a wonderful experience up until that 50th year, and I have so much to be happy for and proud of, have gratitude for. This post is about gratitude and how much that we can look back and you can actually pluck out some wonderful positive things. If you feel down on yourself and you feel like you're less than or you're not good enough, you need to reflect back on your life, and there are things you can pluck out that can make you proud of who you are. And that's what this post is for all of you that struggle sometimes when you're reflecting on your life. When you're around my age, I guess, you have quite a bit of years to reflect back on and say, wow, I did this, I did that, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But you shouldn't look back at that in that way. You should say, I'm here still. I woke up this morning. Tomorrow if I wake up, I'm going to have an opportunity to change my experience, meaning I can do the things that I didn't do. I can experience the love that I didn't experience. I can change my reality this moment and then think about it. What am I going to do if I wake up tomorrow? What am I going to do when I wake up tomorrow? What am I going to do when I process this and then put it in my head before I go to sleep and just dream about it and wake up tomorrow morning and have the opportunity to experience what I want to? What is it going to look like? And that's what you should do before you go to bed, is have this positive flow in your mind and your heart, and really search deep within and say, tomorrow's going to be a better day because I'm going to make it different. I'm going to make it better. I'm going to learn from my past and not let it be a lie as a failure. And it wasn't a failure. It was something to put in my library of experiences. That way I can pull from it and then pay forward positive and just love people differently, better, and learn from my past. And that's what gratitude's about, is appreciating everything you have now, this moment, and knowing that whatever you've experienced, whatever you've done, whatever you haven't done, those are just fuel for the fire that burns inside you to be better and to be stronger, to be loving, to be all these wonderful things. And so you have to feel those emotions in order to move forward. You have to know who you are and what you have experienced, the reality of what you've done and what you haven't done in your mind, and then you can change. The reality of who you've heard and who you've loved and who you've helped and who you haven't, then you can change. The reality of who you are at that present moment in the mirror. You got to look in the mirror and see who you really are in the eyes of your soul and say, what do I need to do different? And that's what my mom and me were talking about today. And she's just amazing. Every time I talk to her, when I snap her out of being scared, we can really have a conversation. But if I let her stay in that mode, oh my God, it's just a struggle because I don't like seeing my mom suffer. But guilt, Sid, is something that used to drive me bananas. I used to look back at my life, and I've done things, and the guilt would just consume me. So I would spend 4 or 5 hours sitting there at work trying to do my job, and then I'd be feeling guilty about the things of the past. And then the lies about the guilt is that you're not good enough to experience better because you've hurt or you've done these bad things and the things that you've done. And sometimes the people you've hurt have already forgiven you because they love you so much, and then you continue to feel guilty. And then when you realize, you come to realizations when you see that person, or you experience something else, or you see the story behind the person that you probably heard, or whatever it is, when you find the reality of the thing that you're feeling guilty about, you realize you shouldn't have been guilty at all. It was just experience that you were in, and you have to look back on it as a reference for you to never do that again and to be better. I mean, if that makes sense, I don't know. I just know that guilt, I don't feel guilty no more about hardly anything. And the what ifs and a lot of the whys, when I start thinking that way, Sid, I think that I say, okay, this bad emotion is coming by. It's coming by my brain. Is it true? Is it true? This is the past. It's a bad emotion. It's a memory. It's guilt. It's doubt of what I used to do, what I used to be like. I'm this person now, so that has nothing to do to define me by who I am today. So I just let it go by. I see it, it comes by, and I let it go by. And then I just think about now, who I am now, and what I'm going to be this moment. And I just love myself. I look in the mirror and I forgive myself, and I just keep on plucking away. And I let those bad emotions come in and out. Let those bad memories come in and out. I don't latch on to them. They're just traveling through to remind me, hey, remember this? Don't do it again. And then let them travel through. Thank you. Goodbye. Keep on going. I don't let them latch on to my present moment because it was the past. It's just coming to my present moment to remind me of what not to be like, or what I experienced or whatnot. So yeah, I mean, you have to have gratitude from where you're at and the people you're at, the people that are in your present moment with you. You have to have gratitude for those people if they're bringing you positivity. If they're not, then you need to remove yourself from that, get yourself far away from them, and try to just ease into positivity, positive thinking, positive living, loving yourself, giving gratitude to people that love you, that have helped you along the way. Get in touch with somebody that you used to talk to that made a difference for you, and just say a little hello or something. It's just anything. People appreciate that. Try to help somebody. Pick somebody in your life that is struggling with, and just help them, even if it's in a conversation. Some people love to have conversation when they're struggling. They don't even care if you hand them anything or give them something. They just want to have a conversation. They want to feel love from someone. They want to feel accepted. Sometimes I overwhelm myself with people that I'm helping, and then I have to put myself in check, because then it affects me emotionally, because I'm just filled with all of their pain. And not that I'm trying to figure out how to help them change their life. I just try to help them be happy. That's it. That's all I do. I try to help them remove the guilt, remove the unhappiness in their life, and I try to flip that for them somehow. And I don't have an answer. I don't have a defined answer that I can tell everybody the same thing. I go by what people are telling me, and I try to use that as fuel to throw back in their face and say, hey, this is not healthy for you, and you need to think differently. So gratitude usually snaps them out of it. Like, list all the things that you're happy about, list all the things that you're unhappy about. Which list is bigger? Oh, well, my list of unhappiness is bigger than my list of happiness. Okay, well, which list holds more weight? I'm happy for, and then we start picking away at each one, and usually we can remove a lot of the items on the list of things to be unhappy for, and usually when we remove here, we add to this list, and that's how it usually ends out. I'll never, ever agree with somebody that puts themselves down. Today, my mom called herself dummy. It just broke my heart. My mom's not a dummy. My mom's very intelligent. And she just broke my heart when she called herself a dummy. I'm like, Mom, you're not a dummy. Quit calling yourself dummy. I'm just kidding, she says. But just even kidding, you're putting a negative on connotation on yourself. And I just told her, Mom, you're 80 years old and you have all this faith, and then we started getting into that conversation. It just turned into another conversation. And then we went back to, are you still a dummy, Mom? She goes, oh, no, that was just saying that. Okay, Mom, it's like we go back and forth, and those are the arguments we have. If me and my mom have any arguments, it's either about faith, it's about how we view Jesus Christ and our Lord Savior, and I tell her that he loves you more than what. Be careful, don't get upset with me, but this is just my opinion. And I told my mom this, and my mom and me, we have our differences in agreement. We disagree to agree to disagree about religion. I tell her, well, religion is teaching you that you got to feel guilty about the way Jesus Christ loves you. And then she goes off, and I just tell her, Mom, Jesus Christ, God loves you and gave you all this power. And gave you all this power to have faith, and all you do is have to have faith and look at him, and that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need for the strength. And she just looks back at me with that smile, and she says what she says, and then I say what I say, and then we just go at it for a little while, and then we end up agreeing to disagree, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's my opinion, her opinion, but that's the same love for our Creator. And I'm never afraid to speak of him. I don't like really bringing religion into my posts because I want to teach people happiness first, and then you do with what you want. If you're practicing a religion or a faith, or you don't have faith, or you're agnostic, I don't care what you are. I want to express to you my love for you and the love you should have for yourself, and how you should express that happiness. Just by expressing it, just by being in the moment, just by loving yourself so others can love you, and you know how to love others. I mean, that's it. It's a cycle. It's a better cycle being caught in than the negative cycle, which, oh my gosh, spins off into a whole bunch of other stuff. Drugs, sex, addiction. I mean, and it's coming from kids, teenagers that I talk to, or the parents of teenagers that are struggling with things, or co-workers, or people that I manage, or friends, or relatives, or former colleagues and co-workers and peers, and people out of the blue that I don't know who the heck they are. They just message me in my Facebook, or even in my Instagram. I haven't posted a lot lately because I just been kind of I guess in an expressive funk. I don't want to express anything to anybody. I just want to learn and study and build myself up more. It's not that I don't want to help anybody right now at this moment. I feel that I'm in a process where right now I'm trying to learn and read and really absorb my surroundings and my environment and my friends and my relatives, and see what everybody's going through, and listen and observe, and hopefully I can help when I open up again. I help a little bit more with more clarity. It's like my children, they're going through their thing, they're living life, they're adults, and they're experiencing life, and they're having challenges, and I'm listening and observing and I'm watching, and my heart's broken because I don't like seeing my children go through their ups and downs, but as a parent, you automatically want to jump in and give them answers, but you can't because they're adults and they're not going to listen to you. Did you listen to your parents when they were trying to tell you were doing wrong, when you thought you were doing right? So I'm going to give them that respect, and I'm going to sit back and just try to give them their space. My children are doing wonderful. It's just they're adults. They're struggling. You struggle. I struggle. I go through my struggles. I have my doubts for myself sometimes. It's like I want to grow my beard, but I look ugly in a beard. or or I don't want to grow my beard. I gotta shave it off. Oh my God, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna grow my beard because I like the way it looks, and I don't care what anybody thinks. So eventually, my true self will rise up. You know, the oil in that pure water is gonna rise up, and I'm just gonna sweep that oil off and be clear-minded, focused, and hopefully that I can be an inspiration to people by the way I think. I mean, if I can help one person, I'm doing the right thing. If I don't help no one, at least I'm empowering myself. I don't care. I really don't care. If I'm posting and doing social media, I'm trying to grow a long beard. I'm not like you. I'm not as manly as you are, Sid. But I might be losing my hair soon, so, you know, I don't dye it. It doesn't go gray. It's still, you know, it's still there. It doesn't fall out. When I go like this, it's not in my hand. So I'm you know, I'm fortunate to have hair and I'm blessed. But this right here, I can't grow it that long. One time I used to have it to here, and then I never had hair here. Now I'm growing hair everywhere, so I kind of like it. So whatever. So gratitude, you know, we got to have more gratitude. I think that if